Hey guys, I just wanted to preface this video by saying that this video is also up on my new channel. Well, technically not new, but it's up on my other channel. It's called Boom Ninja, aka Epical Gaming, and I'll just be posting videos in general, but mostly gaming videos as the name implies, but just videos in general, more on that channel, because I just kind of like how much neater it is in this channel. But obviously, this will be posting here, but I just wanted to let you all know that if you want to see a better version of this video and just this channel in general, make sure to go subscribe there. Anyways, on to the video. Well, Sebastian Wolff, you've done it again. You let everybody down, although this shouldn't be much of a surprise at this point. So, let's go over what the big bad wolf did this time. I'm sure it doesn't take much scrolling, right? Okay, so he made this tweet. Uh, Honestly, I didn't even plan to make this video, but I don't think anyone else has talked about it. If someone has, I'm mistaken, whatever. But I just wanted the chance to talk about it myself, I suppose. So Sebastian makes this tweet referencing that one Deltarune thing where you put something in and like it gives you a message, whatever. But okay, see. So what happened with Sebastian was he made this tweet. Someone commented, "I hate you, whatever." Okay, a lot of people hate Sebastian Wolff for copyright reasons, whatever reasons. He's just an asshole, right? So obviously someone's gonna leave a hate message. Sebastian leaves this quote unquote witty reply. Haha, you've not experienced enough life to hate everyone yet. They're 17. It's funny because they're a minor, so it's whatever. It's not funny, but let's just stroke his ego for now. So he's like, haha, it's hilarious, whatever, whatever, I don't care. Then this individual here, this nice person, right? Nice. Okay, that's a little spoiler for what happens, but this nice person, right? Raven, right? Raven seems nice, UTDR fan, banner, profile, they got the whole 9 miles, the pinned. This individual is 19, right? 19 years old, and they're in a relationship with this person, right? Also a Deltarune fan, clearly, Suzal profile pictures, whatever. They claim to be 17, right? So it's 19 and 17. And now to a normal person, they'd kind of just be like, okay, whatever. It's like it's 2 years, right? It's an adult and a minor, but like, look, it's 2 freaking years, right? It's 19 and 17. There's literally nothing wrong with that, okay? And if you're still somehow not convinced. Well, first of all, I don't want you to think like I'm a weirdo, but like, it's literally a 2-year age gap. So like these two people literally could have gone to high school together. So there's that. But at the same time, this person, this individual who is 17, their birthday is coming up in about 10 or so days. June 20 right here, 9 days actually. So they're about to be 18, like in a little over a week. So it's literally about to be 19 and 18. And if you think 19 and 17 is a problem for some reason, I'm sure you wouldn't have any quarrels with 19 and 18. But Sebastian Wolff immediately jumps the gun here, right? And he's like, hi, Raven, based on your profile, you're an adult dating a minor. And now Sebastian kind of tries to defend himself. I'm not sure exactly. Sorry, I don't have keep all his tweets in my backlog. I'm just kind of creating this as a one take wonder of sorts. But he does try to defend himself by saying it's you can interpret it however you want, right? It's he's trying to basically save his own butt by saying, well, I didn't actually say they're a pedophile, but look at this. Look at the implications that Sebastian is making. You're an adult dating a minor. And Raven says, okay, man, you don't have to call me a fucking pedophile, which they aren't, because that's not what pedophilia is. Sebastian is watering down the word, because pedophilia is not a 19 and a 17-year-old. A pedophilia would be a fucking 19 and 7-year-old. A pedophilia would be 19 and 11-year-old. Pedophilia would be a 19 and even 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, not a 17-year-old. That's not what pedophilia is. Pedophiles are not people who date within a year of their own age group. That's not what the word even means. So Sebastian clearly doesn't know what a pedophile even is, and the community notes exposed him, rightfully so, for not understanding the use of the word pedophile and firing it loosely, right? Sebastian continues to defend himself by saying, I am making assumptions based on publicly available information. Here it is. The assumed, applied, and communicated labels and definitions are yours. Nodding head emoji. Sebastian, what exactly do you think the general consensus of you're an adult dating minor, what do you think that would be, okay? genuinely, what did you think the implications of that were? Did you think that it would just, you're just, like, why would you observe a fact, right, and then point it out and say, like, you're an adult being a minor? Why would you, like, happen to point out a fact, mention it in your reply in an argument, right? And then be like, oh, well, the implications are yours. I didn't imply anything. Of course you implied something. You implied they're a pedophile. And it's really obvious when you read your own tweet. But clearly you don't do that because, if you read your own tweet, you wouldn't have posted it because you'd realize how stupid it is. And then he goes on about music rights. But hold on. Everyone in the comments, I should actually start liking some of these tweets. And some of these comments are like, Sebastian, this isn't a copyright dispute or fandom drama that you can handle with some vague PR talk. You literally, this is defamation, right? Because you quote unquote heavily implied, but you basically called them a pedophile. So this is defamation. So you are defaming someone, and his extremely mature, this guy's in his 30s, and his extremely mature reply is, I don't know who the fuck you are. So he's like doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down on everything he's saying. And Raven says, Raven's like, why are you standing your ground on this? And why is he? It's really weird. Now, Raven, let's see if I can find the tweet real quick. Very nice taste, Raven. I like it. Sorry for showing your profile a bit there, Raven, but you have immaculate taste. He DM'd me. It doesn't look like Sebastian DM'd this individual a quote-unquote apology because an apology is due. But one, it wasn't public, and two, it doesn't read like an apology. He's trying to be comedic, brings up being bi, and goes to a pride parade. I don't care about your politics. A public call-out will get you a public response. He doesn't want it screenshotted. Here's the most strange part, okay, of this entire thing. He genuinely thinks that he can ask Raven for anything, as if he has any ground to ask of them a favor, right? Sebastian, you have zero ground to be asking anyone for a favor right now. You defamed a fan of the series. You called them a pedophile, or whatever the hell you want. You heavily implied that you call them a pedophile. It's all the same damn thing. Because, sorry, I accidentally hit my mic there. But you are defaming someone, and you think that you have any ground to ask of them. Can you please not screenshot this? Of course they can, and they should, and it's all Raven's decision, right? I'm not going to be like, oh, Raven, you have to show us all the quote unquote apology, right? Because it's not an apology, as we all know. But Raven doesn't have to show us anything. But Raven should absolutely have the decision to do that if they so choose. Sebastian, you defamed someone, and you chose to make a private response, which is really weird to me because Mr. Wolff, let's back up a little bit. Let's back up to Mr. Wolff. Mr. Wolff is continuing on his little jolly day, continuing to tweet as if nothing happened. And look, everyone in this comment section, everyone is just pointing out the fact that you defamed someone, right? Address me. All this stuff, address me, ignoring it will make it go away. So almost everyone in your comments is telling you about the drama, and they're telling you that you defamed someone, and you need to address it. So you address it by doing a private direct message. That is a really terrible way to handle this, Sebastian. At the very least, as if you could even salvage yourself at this point, because you've already gone off the deep end. But at the very least, you could have just made a public post and said, hey, that was a really shitty thing to do over a disagreement, right? It wouldn't really save you much face, but it would at least make you not seem like a completely lost individual. Obviously, I myself don't really believe that Sebastian, is genuine in any of this, because he has continued to show that he is not the right person to be handling not only a music company but a public Twitter account, because he has progressively, gotten worse to not only the fandom but to creators, who make lyrics for Deltarune music, remix it, whatever. He strikes them down. He hates the fandom, and it's at its most clear here when Sebastian defames a fan for pedophilia, and he doesn't even have the dignity, the balls to even just publicly say, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for defaming this person. It was, over a disagreement. I got a little heated. It wasn't right for me to throw out, very strong accusations. But you don't even have the courtesy to do that because, you're just a really terrible person. Um, you're a terrible person who doesn't like to face the consequences of your own actions because you think that you're so mighty and righteous, but really you're not a good person. And I don't really have much else to say. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if this video was kind of crap, but I don't have a script. Okay, I don't have like links to all the tweets or anything. I literally just sat down behind my computer and I got to work because I just wanted to talk about this and get this all off my mind because I really genuinely hate Sebastian, and I feel like even Toby just keeping him around, keeping him attached to his company and his games, it's destroying his reputation too. So Sebastian, you probably won't see this, and I hope you don't, because you're a really bad person. But the least you could do for Raven at this point is just make a public apology. It's not going to do much at this point, but it will show that you have a shred of dignity left in yourself. A little shred that says, that little shred of yourself says, hey guys, I was wrong to do this. But of course you don't. And I think this is where I'm going to end off the video because, again, I don't have much else to say. I just really did want to get this off my chest because it's terrible to me as a Deltarune fan. A pretty long time one at that, to see this man just completely destroy everyone's, their hopes, their happiness for Chapter 5. He just crushes it all by just coming in and raining on the parade. So Sebastian, just become a better person. Please get off the internet because you don't deserve a platform. Just think to yourself, maybe even hand over your company because you're clearly not in the position where you should be managing a company such as Materia Music. It's not as if it was even a good company in the first place, but your leadership is just adds fuel to the fire. So you're a terrible person, Sebastian, and I really dislike you, and I hope that you really reflect on yourself, even though I doubt you'll do that.